Yes, the queen is back. Back in full motion, just for a short while. Today the queen turns 50, so happy to myself. Thank you for those who joined me in the last live pertaining to the update on Camille McKinney, Demetri Cash Sr. Out of New York, who kidnapped his kids from a foster home, and also hello Kimberly, how you doing? And also the California Boys update pertaining to the chief giving another interview pertaining to the timeline of the children. This next information I want to bring you is pertaining to some children who abandoned down in Florida. It's a very crazy case. I got 6 in the room, 4 thumbs up. No super chats, please. But if you'd like to donate to my channel, please go to Cash App, Big Angie 129. Any donation you give is highly received and acceptable. Hey, yes, I'm back for a short while. I'm not going to try to be on too long. I know most people are getting up to go to work, but I wanted to jump on to bring you this said information. This is a very crazy case. I've got 7 in the room. I'll kind of some of you get in here. Let me get a little audience going. Hope you all are well, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to try to keep it brief if I can, because I am doing a lot of streaming today. A lot of streaming today. Early morning. 7 in the room. Thank you all for joining the queen. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I've got 9 in the room. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to keep this one brief. Yes, I'm back. Nitra, thank you, Nitra. I got the queen part 2 with me. This is going to be a short live, hopefully. I got to get on a better sleep schedule. I slept most of the night because I was so tired and achy yesterday. Queen, you're going to be asleep on your birthday. I know, I probably will. But my knee was hurting really bad yesterday from running around. And I was just, when I got back to this place, I felt sick to my stomach. I just felt really bad last night. So I ended up going to bed early. I was listening to Duty Ron on his commentary that he had just uploaded to YouTube. And I couldn't even finish the last few minutes of his video. I was just like, I'll have to finish it later because I just felt so sick last night. And then I got up late this morning about 1, and I said, let me piddle paddle around, get this information out to these guys. So I finally was able to get on by 2 o'clock this morning to give you all the said information. And it is late. It's now 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. So most of you are getting ready to start hitting the horn for the jobs this morning. But I got 11 in the room. Thanks for joining me. Yes, today is the birthday girl's birthday. I am 50 years old today. I feel very humbled to be alive. I feel very blessed, and I plan on having a great day today. I'm just going to wing it and know that by next week, this streaming situation should be put in a better format by next week. So just bear with me. I have some things in motion to do as far as streaming. There will be no more of this going on. There will be some new gadgets going on next week. So just bear with me. And I thank you all for your patience. I'm going to go ahead and start talking about this story because some of you've got to get to your jobs this morning. And some of you probably want to get back to sleep. This story is deriving out of Florida. If you need verification for the storyline, I chose News 13 for this story. This was published on January 13th, 2020. So this is a 2-week-old story, but know that this investigation has been going on for a couple of years pertaining to these abandoned children. Mom of 3 abandoned babies will be held accountable, Orlando police say. Orlando police announced Wednesday that through DNA analysis, they have identified the biological mother of 3 newborn babies found on doorsteps at Orlando and Orange County apartment complexes in 2016, 2017, and 2019. What you need to know. Orlando police ID mother of 3 newborn babies found abandoned in 2016, 17, 19. Police, woman, and 1 man are biological parents of all 3 babies. A note left with one of the babies suggests mom feared for her well-being, police say. Police, safe haven law, a better option for parents to anonymously give up their children. Police said they have been talking with the woman since late November or early December. They said they have filed no charges, but that an investigation continues. Police provided no details about the woman, but reiterated that she and one man are the biological parents of the three babies. All three today are healthy and in supportive homes, police say. And I meant to do another article, but let me explain what that means. All three children are in foster care. Two are in the same home. One of the children is in another home, and one of the said children has been adopted. Still, he said, prosecutors are considering criminal charges against her. We're working with the state attorney's office to ensure that the biological mother is still held accountable for what she did here, Shasari said. You can't just leave your children in an apartment complex on a doorstep unknown to who's going to be taking care of them. Police said they found a note with one of the babies. In it, the mother wrote that she feared violence from the father, police said. Chisari said police haven't identified the father, but they're looking into the nature of his relationship with the mother. The woman has other children. Note, she has other children in her care, police said, but they haven't looked into who fathered them. The father of the three abandoned babies appeared out of the picture with the mother, Shasari said. We have to work this as a criminal investigation, he said. Strangers found the three newborn babies abandoned at two apartment complexes in 2016, 17, and 19. One baby in Orange County and two at different doorsteps of an Orlando complex. And one of the complexes is near the Walt Disney facility. The mother of the babies lived at neither complex and didn't know people who lived at the apartments, police said. She hid her pregnancies and delivered the babies herself, they said. It seems like just pure desperation, Shasari said. It seems like somebody who just at the end of their rope and didn't think they had any other choice. Two of the children lived together, one of them adopted and one in foster care, Shasari said. The other child lives in a different home. At a Wednesday news conference, Shasari read a letter from one of the adoptive parents who wrote, we have often wondered about the mother of our kids, and I pray for her safety and well-being. We know that she and her reasons for not keeping the babies, but the fact that they were perfectly healthy speaks volumes of the level of care she had during her pregnancies, and to ensure the health of the babies and how much she loved them. Shasari added, quoting the letter, in our home, she is known as our baby angel. Because of her, we were able to build our family. Orlando Police Chief Orlando Rowland said at the news conference that he could relate to the myriad questions from reporters about the case, including from the early investigation. The first thing that came to my mind was exactly the same things that you have asked here, he said. It is intentional or not. Should a person be held accountable for their action? What about the father? What about the threat? The father, according to the note, and the intention to harm the mom and the other children. He added, then it was explained that there are a lot of other moving parts in this case, especially with the mom, that are being taken into consideration. Police emphasized that women or parents who wish to anonymously give up their children can turn to Florida's safe haven law, which allows a parent to hand a newborn baby 7 days old or younger to staff members of hospitals, fire stations, emergency medical services providers. The way the Florida state haven laws are written, it's just as easy to leave your newborn at the doorstep of a hospital or a fire station as it is to leave your baby at the doorstep of an apartment complex, Shasari said. If it's at that point where you have no other choice, in desperation, and you have to surrender that child, please do it properly so they can get the newborn baby the medical care that they need. Ooh, that was a bit winded. I'm so sorry. But this is by News 13 Orlando. If you need verification for the story, after she delivered the baby, she could have put them up for adoption. Well, she didn't, nature. There is a video in this said article if you want to verify this story. This is News 13. I also was pulling up different articles to bring you because I was trying to bring the latest information pertaining to the story. But one of them that I tried to go back in to find, in its caption, it said something about one of the children being locked in a closet or something. So I thought, oh, dear God. Know that she does have other children. It does not state how many other children she have. It does not state if those children have the same biological father. But these three that have been abandoned at different apartment complexes in the area have DNA of the same father, same mother. So 3 abandoned children between 16 and 2019 have the same mother, same father. She put a note on one of them saying that she feared for her safety, but we do not know if that is the truth. But it looks bad on her part. Here's my commentary. The fact that she's given birth 3 times and dumped the children at apartment complexes that she did not live at, did not know anyone that lived there, says a lot. Says a lot. And it also is showing that there are other circumstances pertaining to the case of, I guess, the babies in her current situation. So who knows what else is going on with her, what other accusations are probably floating out there pertaining to her. And as I state, I went in Google and saw another one that said something about some children being locked in a closet. And I couldn't go back and find it. And I will try to find that article as well. But this is an open investigation, plural, in the state of Florida for 3 abandoned children that have been given away. A woman has discarded her children at apartment complexes that she did not live in, did not know anyone. And this is a crazy situation. Thank you so much for the birthday wish. Thank you so much. But see, the babies are in foster care as I speak. 2 are in the same home. 1 is in another home. And 1 of them has been legally adopted. So we have to pray for their safe passage in the foster homes, because we've already been discussing the ramifications of foster care with situations out of California and New York. So I don't want to bring that up in this live. This is a new live, but the point still remains. These 3 children are in foster care. We have to hope and pray that they will be safe where they are, and that they will be treated like little people, valued little people. And we have to also ask ourselves, what the hell was wrong with this mama? This story is an ongoing investigation stemming from 2016 to 2019. That 2019 is the last time a baby was abandoned by the said mother. Hello, T-Star. Thank you for the birthday wish. They have identified the woman. They have not released her name. I did not get a name yet pertaining to the woman, but this is an open investigation. They're trying to decide what to charge her with. But they want her held accountable because she discarded 3 babies. So one can really not, you can't say she didn't know what she was doing, because she did it 3 times. She did it 3 times in a 3-year interval. And she also has other kids. Let me repeat. She has other kids. And she obviously kept those kids. Now, what are the ages? I do not know. Maybe they're older. Teenagers. I don't know. I don't even think I got an age on how old the woman is. At least endangerment and negligence. Right. Because like they said, you dump the babies off, but there's no guarantee that the children are going to be taken in to the police, the fire hall, the ambulance, hospital. You're hoping somebody will find the baby and call 911. But what if you get the wrong person that finds your baby and they just take the damn baby and throw the baby in the garbage can? Did she watch until he was taken in? Sweetheart, I don't know anything about this story. I just brought you all the story. They have not released her name. They have not released how many other children she has, the ages of those children, if she's mentally unstable or treated by this or that. I don't know anything about anything pertaining to this story. All I can tell you is they've identified her. They've identified the father. The father is the father of all 3 abandoned babies. All babies were healthy when they were born, as you see the adoptive mother or foster mother spoke in this article. And that's all I have on the said story, because they have not released her name. But what we are probably going to hear is some other horrible stuff pertaining to how she was living, how she's living now, where she's living now, who's the father of those children, how many children she has now, how old are the children, Has CPS been involved in her life with her said children? See, all that eventually will come out. And one thing that she has done to mess herself up, when she abandoned those kids, there's a chance she's going to mess herself up with the kids she has. Father had to know she was pregnant. I don't know, honey. She just wrote on one note that she feared for her safety because of the father. So I'm not really sure anything. I can't answer any questions in this live pertaining to this woman because I don't have a name, an age. I don't have anything. Wow, so he didn't know his kids was abandoned. Well, they're saying that they believe the father is out of the picture of the said three. And they do not know who the father is of the other kids that she has in her possession right now. As I say, no ages of the children she has now. Don't know who she is. Don't know her race. Don't know her age. Don't know nothing. Because they have not released her name. The state is trying to decide on what to charge her with. But I brought you all this story because I felt like this is a crazy story. And once again, another story of children entering into foster care. That seems to be all the running stories I'm doing lately. That every story I brought you in the past week has been a horrible story where children ended up in foster care or are already in foster care and they're missing and or they've been kidnapped by the father in New York. Now here's a case in Florida where the kids were abandoned and now they're in foster care. One's been adopted. And the woman also has more children. So what we have to ask ourselves, what is the care of the kids now that she has? What are the ages? And what made her give up those babies but kept these other kids? So this is what leads me to think the kids she has now are possibly older. Don't quote me. But maybe they were ages where she could maneuver better and she kept those kids because they say she does have children. Thank you for joining me. 28 in the room, 11 thumbs up. Let's match the thumbs with the number of people in the room. It is early Friday morning. The queen is up. It's the queen's birthday. She's live and popping. No super chats during the lives, please. But if you'd like to donate to aid this channel, Cash App, $ Big Angie 129. Thanks for everything. I really appreciate all your kind wishes and donations. You all have been very kind to a queen. Thank you, Mary Blue. Mary Blue, when you going to bed, Mary Blue? Mary Blue, what is you doing up? Y'all know y'all stay up. Ooh, Jesus. But this is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. I should be talking about something happy on my birthday. Maybe later in the day I'll go live and I'll talk about something very happy, go lucky. But I wanted to get these stories out to you as quickly as I can because a lot of them are older stories. This story is 2 weeks old because they just identified the mother. They've been talking to her since December and I think late November, something like that. So they got an idea. Somebody gave them information. It's cold here. I will be in bed all day. Oh, okay. I got you. Well, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to rest. I'll rest later, perhaps, but because I've had several hours of sleep. But this is a terrible story. I don't know the race of the young lady, and this doesn't matter. Age may play a part in this too. What type of help she had? Did she work? Has she been to school? What's her educational background? Does she have mental problems? But in the end, it's not going to matter because I'm seeing a gross assault from an NFL player. Okay. Enjoy your birthday. Thank you, Nitra. The sick part is that she's done this more than once, so we can't say she didn't know better because what you always have to ask yourself is how many times a person committed the same crime. They also have other children. We're not talking about a 16-year-old gave birth, abandoned the baby. Some people might feel sorry for a kid having a baby and not telling anybody. You're talking about a grown-up that gave birth, knew they were pregnant, did it 3 times, abandoned them at apartments, didn't care, left, went on about her life, still had other children, currently has children. You kept those kids. So that's what's going to be weighed when you go to court. You think the judge is not going to ask you, well, why'd you keep these kids? He tried to kill her because she wouldn't bow. Okay. So how'd she get away twice and nothing happened? Well, she probably did it in the wee hours. You know, when people are asleep. Kind of like right now, it's dark 30 outside. Nobody's really circulating. Except for somebody that's probably, you know, getting up for work, getting in their car. So, you know, the wee hour, the witching hour is when people do wrong. It's when people commit crimes, thefts, murder, kidnappings. They do it in the wee hour. So she probably waited, you know. She may have kept the baby breathing long enough, because we don't even know the times that she gave birth. So you got to count that too. She could have given birth in the afternoon. I don't think she would have walked up and dropped the baby off at somebody's doorstep at 1 o'clock in the afternoon without being detected. Baby could be possibly crying. You're just going to walk off in the daylight, leave your kid. I think whatever time she gave birth, she kept that baby up until dark 30, and then she went and abandoned those kids at those apartments. But yes, she gave birth at home. She delivered all 3 babies. That is what's being stated. So we're talking about 3 different incidents from 2016, 2017, 2019. So her womb is jacked up. Because this damn girl that gave birth damn near year after year. She took a break in 18. That we know of. Because we don't really know. So she's been giving birth year after year. So she's getting pregnant just as quick as she drops the baby. Thank you, Miss Angels. Thank you, honey. She drops the baby, and now she's back pregnant again. Okay? Because you're talking about 16, 17, 2019. So, there you have it. I don't know if she hid her pregnancies or not. Because I don't know this lady, but I don't know how much hiding of a pregnancy you can do. Because we don't know how big she is as a person. We don't know if she's a petite person, if she's a heavy-set young lady. We don't know. So, 3 babies in 3 years, that's a lot of kids. That's a lot of child abandonment. And she also has children currently in her care. So, we have to also now worry about these children if they're going to be taken from her and put in foster care. That's all we need to hear is some more kids going into foster care. She definitely knew right from wrong. Yeah, Nietzsche, she knew right from wrong. She definitely knew right from wrong. I'm sorry, but I can't ride on the ride that she didn't know what she was doing. She did it 3 times. I'm sorry. She did it 3 times. And like I said, I do not know the race of the lady. I do not know her age. But there's no way I'm getting ready to sign off on this one. So if you want to argue with the queen, you will be arguing by yourself. Because I'm not about to argue about this one. So she needs to be held accountable. Yeah, and that's the title of my video. 3 babies. The state is waiting on what to do with her as far as charges. Now, I don't know what they will charge her with, but I think she's put herself in a pickle because she has other kids that she's raising. And now that the cat's out the bag, that she is the biological mother of these 3 children, she's now got to worry about the safety of keeping these children she has out of foster care. So you see, the queen wasn't thinking long term, something we are learning about these parents. They don't think long term of the children that they have, the other children. They make these odd, crazy, facetious decisions about their other children and then don't think nothing about the other damn kids that they have. You just don't have babies and leave them like they're trash on the streets. Well, Nietzsche, she probably didn't want to put them up for adoption. That's what leads me to think she probably was showing. Because people tend to not want to give up children for adoption because people know that they're pregnant. People knew that they were pregnant. So if people saw you pregnant for 9 months and then one day they don't see your kid, well, they're going to start to ask, where's your kid? Where's your baby? I don't see your baby. So you got to now make up something. Post-traumatic stress 3 times, she won't do no time. Yeah, no, but I don't think nobody's going to believe that. I'm not saying Florida can't get jiggy because I don't really trust civilians in Florida as far as doing right by people. Just from all the things I've seen with Casey Anthony and Trayvon Martin, I don't trust nobody in Florida to do right when it comes to decisions about kids. But one thing I will say, you can't explain logically why you gave up 3 babies to the street and you still have kids. It's not like she's single. She's not single. She's not single. She has children in her custody. I did get a notification about that. That lady. I may do the story. I'm not sure. She definitely had time to come forward to find out what happened to her children. Well, Nitra, she's not going to worry about what happened to her children. That was the whole purpose of her getting rid of her kids. She's not concerned about her kids. I don't see that she's concerned about her kids. You gave up 3 to the street. You didn't take them to the hospital. And she should know Florida law as far as dropping the kids out 7 days and younger to the fire station. She could have went to the fire station, dropped the baby off, walked out. Nobody would have questioned her if the baby was 7 days or less. So I didn't get age on the children either, what age they were, just having kids for sport. Well, that's how it's looking. Because as I state, she is not a single woman. She has other children. Now we have to wait to hear how old those children are. Where are their baby fathers? Do they have the same father? Where is the father that she abandoned? Because she says he's nowhere to be found, or they're assuming he's nowhere to be found. But is that true? She also states in one of the letters that he was threatening her. It was some type of abuse. We don't know if that's true. And what you also have to ask yourself, that's going to be hard to prove as well. See, I tell y'all. Yes, buffering. Sorry about that. She's scared of the alleged dad but kept having babies. That's the point. That's why I always tell you to listen at the information that's being provided to you. All 3 babies have the same father. So that means you continue to have sex with him and make children. So how are you going to go in court once again to say, I feared for my safety, but yet you continue to have children? Now, I don't know which baby she had that she gave the note where she stated she feared for her safety. Was it baby 1 she gave the note? Was it baby 2? Or was it baby 3? So see, we have all of that information to come out about the note that she pinned to the child that stated she feared for her safety. But my understanding, I think she probably wrote more than one note with the said children when she abandoned the children at the apartment complex. She also did not live at these apartment complexes. She doesn't know anyone. So we have to ask ourselves, why did she choose these certain places to abandon her children? Well, at least she didn't murder them, of course. One could say that in her favor. She didn't harm the kids. She didn't suffocate them or dump them in the river, the canal, the swamp, the ocean. Dempster dumpster. Thank you, Jesus. But it still looks bad to have that many kids and dump them off. I've never heard of such. Not back to back, I haven't. Just because she was having babies by him doesn't mean she was impregnated by choice. OTP. Okay, so what you trying to say? She was raped and she gave up her kids. Well, you obviously are just joining the live. She has other children in her care. And she didn't dump them off at apartment complexes. And she didn't throw them in the Dempster dumpster. Yeah, I said that. 23 in the room, 18 thumbs up. Thanks for joining the queen. No super chats, please. If that was the case, she could have went to the police. Well, Nitra, as I state, some things are self-evident. You can't get through to some folks about stuff. That's why you don't jump in on a live and not know the information that's been brought. Thank you, Annette. How you doing? She was outside 3 times to leave those babies. It's a sad case. I don't know what the state is going to decide as far as her charges. If they'll just charge her with neglect and abandonment, or if they will up the charges, Hello, hello. So she walks around with paper and pencil. Say what? Okay, lady, what you talking about? Oh, Lord, it's too early for this. It's way too early for this. What you mean paper and pencil? I don't understand. Well, what are you trying to say, honey? You know the queen is not in the deciphering mood, so please elaborate. But nonetheless, this is an evolving story, open investigation. Oh, she wrote a note. Yeah, she wrote notes. Yes, she did. She wrote a note. Now you trying to crack jokes. Now be nice. Behave. So that shows you are lucid. See, this is something I've learned about doing the lives. Something I've learned from just watching commentary. A lot of people don't think about what is said in an article. You have to read each statement and comprehend what was said. So, she wrote a note means she lucid of what she has just done, which was give birth, which is to make a sound decision to pass her children over. So that was a great point you made. So then she went and got in her car, her bicycle, her Uber, and dropped the children off with a note. One time, two times, three times. Yes, reading and comprehension go hand in hand. Yes, Nietzsche, you can't have one without the other. So one can say she knew exactly what she was doing when she decided to write the note. Great point. She got in her vehicle, tricycle, whichsoever, and dumped the babies 3 times in a 3-year interval. And kept it moving. How did the detectives find her? That's a great $1,000,000 question. How did they find her? How did they locate her? Because that is very interesting. How did the detectives find this woman to pin her to be the mother of those 3 children? Or did somebody know something? Like I said, you have been seen pregnant and they realize they have not seen you with that said baby. I tell you, stay woke. Because that's the one thing you ain't thought about. How did the police find out who she was to claim her as the mama? Somebody had to have said something. Hey, you might need to check out Felicia. She was pregnant once, twice, 3 times, but we haven't seen a child. She definitely could have went to the police and let them know what she did. Well, Nietzsche, now, come on now. Nietzsche, you know damn well, if I'm trying to hide something, I'm not going to go to the police and tell on myself. I'm not going to go tell the police I had a baby and threw my baby out outside somebody's front door, and I sure as hell ain't going to tell you I did it 2 more times. Safe haven law, she could have left this baby somewhere safe and wouldn't be in trouble. Right. And that's what they're saying. They have a law. Nietzsche don't start now. Florida has a law. And you have up to 7 days to abandon your baby at a fire hall hospital. Sounds like the mom may be desperate. Too many children for her to take care of. But did she know about the safe haven drop off? What culture is she? So women are afraid because of their situation. Well, Miss Angels, like I said, I don't put my stamp on anything because I don't have a receipt to nothing. The article is vague. It doesn't give nationality. It doesn't give age. It doesn't give anything except they found her, located her, and they're waiting to decide. The state is waiting on what charges they want to charge her with. But she also has children in her custody. So like I said, you can keep on thinking how you want to think about the story, but it shows she knew what she was doing because she wrote a note. She kept on getting pregnant, which means you had to have sex. And if a person wants to allude to the fact that she was raped, she could have easily went to the police and filed a report and got a restraining order against her attacker if she knew him. See, there's always a way of doing something. And you want me to believe she got raped 3 times by the same person? Always in the Queen Playhouse and not paying attention. 3 times is the charm. There are some women who are from cultures who are forced to do what husbands tell them. Well, angels, we don't know anything about culture, background. We don't know anything about that. All we know is that a woman gave up 3 kids and sat them outside. Detectives must have got information that led them to her. They've tested her DNA. Her DNA comes back as a match. And they've also got information from who the father is. So then that means they had to have found the father to be able to say he's the father of all 3 babies. Sounds like the father could have been abusive. High star. She left 3 babies 3 separate times on doorsteps. Right. So you all want to say she was abused, but yet she's got 3 babies that she threw out to the street. So he kept beating her, but she kept having sex with him. And then 9 months later, which is a long time, you could always get an abortion if you really didn't want the baby by a rapist and or an abusive person. I always say, think about what you're saying. You're beating me, but yet I keep having sex with you. You know good, you don't come around, but I keep having sex with you. And I also keep discarding your babies to the street, but yet I keep the other kids. Okay. Like I said, all 3 babies have the same father. She wrote a note, I believe more than once, about the children and discarded the children at various apartment complexes in the area. Yeah, I heard all that they were born healthy. Well, obviously she didn't keep them long enough to abuse them because she got rid of them shortly after, I'm sure, giving birth. But like I said, it doesn't state how old the children were at the time that they were discarded. It does not give the nationality of the children. So I'm not getting ready to assume nothing about this lady, about race, economic background, religion. I don't do that. I'm just giving you the source of information that was given that I pulled up. According to AP News, she left the note with the last baby. Okay, so what's your point? He started abusing her on baby number 3. So from 2016 to 2018, he was a great guy. And then somewhere in 2018, he started beating her, hurting her, verbal abusive, and she gave up that 3rd kid because he allegedly abused her. So how do you explain the 2 before? I keep telling y'all to think. You can word it how you want. I'm just saying because earlier you wondered which baby the note was left with. Well, what I'm trying to say is I read a lot of stuff and damn near forget what I read. Okay, so 3 times. To me, it doesn't really matter that she left the note. That's just me. It doesn't matter to me that she left the note. I'm going by the 3 times she left her children with a door at random doorsteps, and the fact that they've done DNA testing to find out that the father is of all 3 kids. So no matter how you word it, no, abusive, non-abusive, the father is the same. The mother is the same. And she's done this 3 times. Nitra, how you doing out there? I'm doing just fine. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you so much. That's the said information coming out of Florida. If you need verification for the storyline, you can log on to your local Google and you can pull up whichever article you would like to pull up for verification to the storyline. I wasn't giving an opinion, just sharing a piece of information. Well, anyway, if you need verification for the storyline, I gave a source at the beginning of the video. You're welcome to find another source pertaining to the information about this woman who gave up 3 of her children, donated them rather, to the street, to a random dusty, dirty street. To a random dusty, dirty street without knowing exactly where the children would end up 3 times. And also the fact that she also has other children in her care who have not been abandoned to the street. Oh my gosh. That is the said information coming out of Florida. Well, I'm not going to hold you guys. Need your thick pen. That's it. I'm not going to sit here. I'm going to enjoy my birthday because I'm about to check out of here. I'm not about to validate anything pertaining to this type of foolishness because I talk about all type of random stories on this channel. I talk about all type of crazy things that go on in the world. And I know that we are all grown, and there are times when you see that a person is lucid and they are aware of their faculties and they know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. The things that people are doing out here to themselves and to their children is self-evident of what they are aware of. So thank you, Zionessa. Thank you so much. So I'm going to say this and I'm going to check out of here. The heifer knew what she was doing when she laid down and had sex without using a condom or birth control. See, I didn't want to have to go there, but I'm going to go there because it's my damn birthday. She knew what she was doing when she had sex 3 times. And if it was rape, she could have easily called the police and said she was sexually assaulted. So who's going to believe that you were sexually assaulted 3 times by the same person? Nobody. And you wrote a note which shows you were lucid at the time of making the sound decision to abandon your children. And so then you went with your note and abandoned your child. Whether it was the first time you wrote a note, the second time you wrote a note. So to me, it doesn't matter when the note was written. It doesn't matter which baby she wrote the note with. It shows just cause that you've done this more than one time, so you knew what you were doing. To flip out would be one time. But you didn't flip out. You know about the state law pertaining to dropping the children off at the fire station, hospital, which is so ever. She still could have just gone, gave birth at a hospital, and made the provisions to give her baby up for adoption. And if she did not want to explain to other people what happened to her children, that could have been her choice. That would have been an easier thing to do. You don't owe people an explanation, as we have seen with the other case I talk about out of the state of California. They didn't explain themselves. They're not explaining where the fuck their kids are. And we don't know what she's told somebody pertaining to her children. But I got a funky feeling people have seen her pregnant. Somebody saw her pregnant. And that's how the detectives got information pertaining to her government name, which led to them going to question her, which led them to take a DNA sample, which led to her giving up the 411 on the baby daddy, which led to them finding the baby daddy, which led to them taking his DNA, which led to them identifying him as the father of all 3. I'm done. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. It's the Queen's birthday. And I'm not about to revel in foolishness on no live all day long. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Nitra, for helping aid the chat. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 at Cash App. Thank you for listening to the last live. I will probably be on a little bit later. But thanks for watching all my older videos, sharing my name, my channel. Thank you for my new subscribers. The Queen is 500 plus in new subscribers in 2 weeks. God is good. I'm humble, highly favored. Thank you all for following the Queen. And please enjoy your day. Be safe. Have a wonderful weekend. I am out of here. God bless all of you. Bye-bye.